Hello everyone, welcome to virtual learning classes of SLVM school, and this is your Valli dealing with the subject English. So children, in the previous two sessions we discussed about the boy's journey of how far is the river. So in this video we are going to discuss about the next somewhat depth about the lesson. Did the boy reach the river or not? Okay, so now I'm moving to section 3. Up to section 2, what we listen is the boy reached its halfway to the river. So, yes, section 3 is presently he saw another boy ahead of him driving a few sheep down the path. And firstly, he met woodcutter, then he met a girl, tribal girl, now he met a sheep boy. Okay, how far is the river? He asked. The boy asked the sheep boy that. How far is the river? The village boy smiled in a friendly way and said, "Oh, not far. Just round the next hill and straight down." Okay. Then the boy smiled and said, "It's not far. It's only here. Just take one round of the mountain and go down." Okay. The boy, feeling hungry, unwrapped his loaf of bread and broke it in half, offering one portion to the village boy. Now, after this long journey, the young boy feel hungry and open the paper and take the piece of and there is a loaf of bread. Like he tore that loaf of bread into two pieces and give one piece to the sheep boy, and he ate the rest of the piece. Okay, next. They sat on the hillside and ate it in silence. When they had finished, they walked down on together and began talking. See the picture? Just like this, they shared the bread and they sat on a stone and they ate the bread. And after completion of eating the bread, they started and they been talking. Okay, next. The boy did not notice the smarting of his piece and the heat of the sun and the distance he had covered and distance he has yet to cover. Okay, while having this loaf of bread and the cool climate and the eagerness of his dream. What was he dreamt about? He dreamt about he just want to look the river. So finally his dream is coming true. So that the boy forget all his stress, that how far he traveled, how far he walked, and in between he fell down, he slept down. That's the struggle what he faced. He just forgot all his stress finally. Okay, but after some time his companion means the ship boy had to diverge along another path. The ship boy has to go on his own way, and the boy was one more on his way. So the two boys went on their own way. He missed the village boy. He looked up and down the mountain path but could see no one. His own house was hidden from view by the side of the mountain and the river was not in sight either. He began to feel discouraged. Okay, he is going, but river is not coming. And of course, he's on the mountain area, right? On that high mountain area, he is visible to see all the houses. But now he is unable to see his own house on the place where he is staying. Yes. Next. Just a while. Yeah. He began to feel discouraged. He is somewhat discouraged. If someone had been with him, he would not have faltered. If someone is with him, he would be happy. Why? Because if two or more friends is with him, they will discuss and move on a one way. But he is alone. So he is somewhat discouraged. But alone he was tired and lonely. He was sorry he had finished the bread. He might want it later. But he given his bread to the boy so that he is unable to have any bread also. Yet he had come more than halfway and he could not turn back. Already he moved to halfway. He could not turn back. He had to see the river. He had to search for the river. If he failed, he would always be ashamed of his experience. If the boy shamed in the sense he didn't find the river, it's a bad experience in his life. So he walked on along the hall. He walked along on a dusty, stony path, rock path, and mud huts and terraced fields until there were no more fields or huts. Whether the place where he is sitting now there is no fields or huts, only forest and sun and loneliness. Now there was no man and no sigh of man influence. No a single bit of sound, a single bit of mankind's sound is not hearing on the place where he is staying. Only trees and rocks and bramble and flowers, only silence. The silence was impressive and a little frightening. The over silence also get us fear. It was different from the silence of a room or street. It's looking a complete different silence. Why? Because when we are staying alone in our room or a street, it's a quiet thing. But staying alone in a forest, it's a very fearful thing. It was the silence of space of the unknown. We didn't imagine that silence. How terrible it is. There was not any movement either except for the bending of grass beneath the boy's feet or the circling of a hawk high above the pine trees. There is no air. The grasses didn't giving any sound. Then, as a boy rounded a sharp bend, the silence broke into sound. Then suddenly the boy moved forward and turned around. There was a little sound. Yes, now finally he heard a sound. What was the sound? A sudden roaring sound. The sound of the river. Yes, finally he got his way to the river. Yes, that's the sound of the river. Far down in the valley, the river tumbled over rocks fast and frenzied. The boy gasped and began to run. After listening the sound, he didn't looking the what was on his path. He started running. He slipped and stumbled. He fell down also, but still he ran. Then he was ankle deep in the painfully cold mountain water. So finally he ran into the river, and the water was blue and white and wonderful. So finally he reached his destination way to the river. So that's a beautiful lesson of how far is the river, and the lesson was, and the author of the lesson is Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond. Okay children, this is the end of the session. Thank you everyone.